you, I have created the lock myself. Started from scratch. You can do it too. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Thank you so much for those who have been riding with me on this journey from the very get-go. I appreciate it. First and foremost, I must say thank you so much for subscribing. I've recently hit 100 subscribers. I'm over that mark, but every milestone is worth celebrating. If you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or on TikTok, you will see me celebrating. Now, however small a milestone it is, I will celebrate, because I mean, once you're supporting, you know, it's very important to show how appreciative you are, the person, or I am, towards your support. So I appreciate that a million. Continue to subscribe, continue to join me on this journey. Pretty new to YouTube, but it's going good so far and I enjoy it. Anyways, back to the point. So I have decided to do my lock, and in this case I want to use lock extension. So a bit of a backstory. I will be somewhere in specific, won't reveal it. So, you know, I reached out to a friend of mine because I was like, I want to do it and I want to use the lock extension. So, you know, I wanted to know who within that particular area would be able to do the lock for me. So anyways, I was given the contact of a person. I reached out to them and, you know, I started engaging. I told them I want the 8-inch and I want this color, you know, and I want to do it. And I was curious, of course, about the price, because hey, you need to know what the price is for. Ching. But anyways, so eventually the person responded, right? And I was blown. My mind was blown away because the amount quoted, and disclaimer, I am not knocking anybody's profession, and the reality is we as persons who want the service, we have to decide whether or not your price is something we can afford. But in my honest opinion, I thought the price was ridiculously expensive. Yes, I felt the price was ridiculously expensive. Anyways, sticking to the point. So the price quoted to me was in US and it is $2,500. I was like, wow, I'm not a movie star. Sure, I'm on YouTube, haven't gone anywhere yet. I'm not a movie star, right? Anyways, so let me break it down. So it would have been 8-inch extension. I would have been interested because I didn't want it very long, right? 8-inch extension I wanted, and I wanted like a ombre brown type of look, so I wanted that. So after evaluating 2,500, I'm like, hell no, that's like 300,000 Jamaican. That's crazy. I ain't paying that. Honestly, again, I'm not knocking anybody's profession, so don't come from me in the comment section. I am only sharing my experience and my opinion on it. Anyways, this was the wake-up call I needed. Yeah, because I have an innate ability and know my way around here. I, however, have been dormant and not practicing doing anything in the hair because I become lazy, and I'm admitting that I became lazy. But anyways, so after hearing 2,500 US, I'm like, hell no, this girl ain't going down that road. Yeah, I ain't doing that. Anyway, so I decided that, you know, seeing as I'm still here in China, I can definitely go ahead and purchase the bulk here, right? So I started watching videos, you know, persons talking about their lock journey and persons who have decided to do lock extension, and you know, different people will comment differently, you know. And I picked up a few things. I watched a few videos, and then I practiced on one strand of hair, and then I decided that, listen, I want to do this. I definitely can't afford the price quoted, so I am going to go back to using my hands and do it myself, and you know, do it myself. So I'm going to create the lock extension from scratch from the bulk here, and I'm also going to go ahead and do the installation. In today's video I want to show you, so I bought 4 packs of hair. Let me show you. So I bought 4 packs of hair. So this is the last pack, this is the 4th pack that have not been done as yet. So I wanted to show you a tutorial as to how I went ahead and got the lock extension done, right? So before we get into that, I want to show you examples of the ones that I went ahead and did. And let me tell you, you need to be careful with the lock needle. So of course you have I think 3 different types. You have the double-edged, the triple-edged, and the single. Right now I only have the double-edged, and this is in 0, let me see if you're seeing, yeah, 0.5 mm, and this one is 0.75 mm, yeah, and this one is in 0.5 mm. So I have 2 single-edged in 2 different sizes and 1 double-edged. I think I purchased a 3rd one, I don't know, it hasn't arrived yet. But regardless, I've started the process. I have completed 3 packs out of the 4 packs that I purchased. And let me just show you. So I've done them myself. So I left a lot of hair right here. My hair isn't very short. But if I need this aspect a little shorter, I can go ahead and alter it and, you know, do what I want. So just if it's something that is very expensive, best believe you can. It does not necessarily take a whole lot of talent. You can try it on one strand, practice, and you become perfect. So I created him in this particular pack. Let me count how many strands I've created. So I did 3 packs like I mentioned. 1, let's see how many is in this one first. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So this one has 26. I have 1 pack that is also 27, and another that is, I think, 25. So, you know, overall 4 packs for 4 twos, 8. So it's gonna be over 80 strands when I'm finished with all 4 packs. Probably 100 or a little bit over in total, or a little under. Anyways, so I want to show you. So I went ahead, I created them. Can you tell that I did it? Does it look any different from if you purchased it? I guess this part looks a little different. I don't mind this. As I said, when I'm installing, I'll do whatever changes needed. But this aspect, yeah, you can't tell. A friend of mine, I would have been charting the progress, and she was advising me that, girl, you're really doing it nicely and it's neat, etc., etc. You know, so you can do it too, to actually be able to afford. Because hey, if you can save something here while at the same time you're not suffering a quality per se, and if you're able to do it and try it, and if it's something you want to do for yourself, you can definitely go ahead and try. So that's what today's video is going to be all about. Now for some tips of doing it, pay attention and be careful, because I was doing it at one point, I was doing it so fast, and I ended up with a bruise right here. Yeah, I ended up with a bruise, a little cut here. So you know, you want to be careful because it's very sharp, so you want to ensure that you're very careful. Also be patient with it. Now I can understand that this aspect of forming the locks from scratch takes time. It's very time consuming, but as soon as you get into it, you find the rhythm of things and you probably move a little bit faster than when you initially began. All right, so be patient with yourself. It's gonna be formed out how you want it to. Based on what I did, I ensured that I held the hair between my finger and I twist it and I rotated it while I'm going through the hair. I will show you that, and I'll go as slowly as possible so you can see what I have done to get those looking the way they are. I have not washed them. My intention is to wash them before installing in my hair. And like I mentioned, I did 3 out of the 4 packs already. I just showed you 1 pack, which is 26 strands. I mean, they could have been smaller if it's your desire to have them small, so you can design them however you want. So that's the benefit of doing them yourself or getting these custom made. I didn't want it to be too bulky for my hair because my hair is very thin, you know, and I want it to be as possible, not too chunky for my hair, but at the same time not too thin, because I am going for a type of full look, and more than likely I'm going to use a free form path method or strategy. So yeah, like I mentioned, guys, I'm not an expert, but I'm just sharing my experience doing this, and hopefully it can be beneficial to someone who would like to go ahead and do it. You can try, and I would suggest that you do this ahead of the time that you actually want to install it. So you section out. So the first thing I did, I section out the braids, right? And then I'm gonna go right into it now so you can see vividly what I am referring to. If you have not yet done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. I'll definitely appreciate that, as it will help me to grow here on YouTube. Any suggestion or comments, you can leave those in the comment section. And like I mentioned, it's me wanting to do a different hairstyle or doing back lock, but I don't want it from scratch, so you know. But all right, so stay tuned for the method for me to demonstrate how I do it. All right, so step 1, you take it from the packet. Of course, it's going to look like this. Yes, it's going to come like this, so you have to open it out as much as possible so you can separate the hair. I definitely recommend that you separate the amount that you want to do the lock first. Of course, depending on your space, you want to ensure that, you know, you separate as many as you can in terms of hair. So I might separate about 6 or so. Let's see how they work. Now also, it's recommended, I am sitting on the floor, so it's recommended that you get comfortable, because it's, like I mentioned, can be quite time consuming. So you get a little comfortable wherever you want to sit, and you go ahead and do it. So this would be 1, right? I think this was an 8-inch, but you know, just like with braids, you know, the ends you can extend and you can stretch for as long as you would like the length of the hair to be. All right, so I am actually separating the hair to show you how many in this first round, in this last pack, that I will get. So I'm just showing you how I separate the hair, so it's a little bit easy and it gives you, you know, a bit of an organization. So especially if you are very keen on the amount of hair that you want to install, the amount of lock that you want to install, you know, you can do this to ensure you get the amount from whatever, from the pack, that is. All right, so this part is pretty easy. This isn't the time consuming part at all, so it's pretty easy. You separate the hair like I mentioned that you want to go ahead and do. All right, so I separated that one because a lot of it was a bit shorter. The body of it was a lot shorter. So let's see, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so I want 10. I normally have, you know, 10 left, or I separate 10 strands to do, and I still have this left, right? This along with this left. So these are 10 strands. You separate them. First step, separate them so you have them organized in this sense. And again, it's to ensure that you get the amount of strands that you actually want. All right, so I will be using my double-headed needle, which is 0.5. You can use the bigger one depending on how chunky you want it look. This one is also a single-headed 0.5 and single-headed 0.75 millimeters or all right, so let's get right into it. So all right, so I keep these closer to me because sometimes I'll interchange with the ones that I'll use. All right, so let's pick a section off here. So it's like this. So you want to ensure that you hold the hair as close and as tight as possible. So after holding the hair between two fingers, then you use your needle and push through, ensuring that you still hold that hair as tightly. Then you try to twist the hair around as much as possible between your hand to keep it in a rounded shape, and also to change the direction so the hair can be interlocked nicely. All right, so of course at first you can do it very loosely and then you go back and do it very tightly depending on how tight you want it to be as well. Now the advantage with this hair is that it's not heavy at all. It's not heavy, so persons who are considering to do lock extension, if you're considering to do this, you go ahead and use the bulk hair. I'm not sure how much heavier the already pre-done extensions are, but if they did it using this bulk hair, it wouldn't be heavy. The only thing is that you don't have any control over the thickness of that because it would have been pre-done, as opposed to if you do it yourself or get it custom made. So far this is how it's looking. Right, this is how it's looking so far. It's not very tight because of course I'm ensuring that I form it first and then I get it as tight as I want. All right, so let's go. And like I mentioned, you constantly roll it so you know you have it in a circular motion so it goes around and you're not just knitting or knotting one area. You're doing it all around the hair and you know you're forming it. All right, very important is that you'll have two ends that you'll have to the braids. You have to decide, for example, which end you will want to be the end of the lock. Now, seeing as this portion have a lot more hair, I'll keep this to be the part that will join. Of course, some of it I'll form out to about here, but you'll keep this portion that you'll join to your hair. Down here that is so short, I'm going to actually create the bottom of the lock. So I wrap this portion, and this is just to, you know, so it filters nicely and hold. So I'll do this entire portion and this will form the end of the lock. All right, let's look at it. Let's do it. Guys, you don't have to be afraid to try it. The only thing I will say, it does take time, so you have to be patient with yourself. Oh, I just joked myself a while ago. Oh no. Yes, so you have to be patient and you have to be careful as well in doing this. Sorry. So you have to be patient and careful. All right. This is a typical sound that you'll hear. I don't find it to be very hard. The only thing is the time. Oh, I juked myself again. Guys, be very careful. All right, they are very sharp. You realize I'm not using this finger because it's the injured finger, so I have to use the middle one. Although the middle one, the nail is a little injured, or should I say there's something wrong with the nail, you know, from a previous accident, but it's working and I'm going in as much as I can. And like I mentioned, this is just to farm out the structure. You can actually go ahead with the single-headed one or even the double-headed one again, and form it out however, or tighten the braid as much as you want. All right. All right. Alright, so this is it so far. I am not yet complete with it because of course some parts are not very tight, so I want it to be a little bit more tight, a little bit more neater. Okay, just showing you the progress so far. So you go back through and you tighten what you think you need to tighten, and you can use the single one, you know, to get it to go through. So this will save you a lot. I'm not sure for my experience what part of the process would have cost the most. I really am not sure, but 2,500 was ridiculously expensive. So I am glad that was the experience, because no, I wouldn't have been here creating a tutorial to show you how I have done it myself. All right, so you know, that was just the drape I needed to show me that, hey, go sit and learn and do this yourself. All right, so this is to encourage somebody that you too can do it yourself. If you find it expensive and you really like the style, you can definitely go ahead and practice. Each strand should become better and better, right? Should become better and better as you go along. So yeah, you practice. All right, so that's it, how you actually do it. So that's how you actually form it out and do it yourself, you know. And with it here, you'll see those strands. You can always palm roll it, you know, get it to look a little bit more groomed and all of that. All right, so like I mentioned, after I'm finished with this pack, which is the fourth and final pack that I have to be done, then I'll go ahead and wash them myself and have them dry before installing. All right, I'll give you an updated video of after I install it, and you know what I find that worked and didn't work. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit more up here. All right. And guys, after doing this for a little while, your fingers may be a little bit seized up, you know, you can definitely take a break. Yes, your fingers will seem a bit seized up. Yes, so your fingers will seem a little bit seized up, but you can definitely take a break. You're not a robot, you're doing it at your own pace, given that you'd have given yourself enough time in terms of to do it, compared to when you actually want to install it or when you want that look. All right, so I definitely encourage doing this long before you want it, so you know, if in case of anything, you know, you can either redo or tighten more or wash it yourself. All right, so now I'm going to speed up the videos and then I'm going to show you when I've completed this portion. All right guys, so these are the finished product, right? These are the finished product. Yes, and these are 26 strands out of one pack. So go ahead and give you a close-up. You know, they are not rolled or anything, they were just done. They haven't been washed as yet or anything, like I mentioned. All right, so you too can definitely go ahead and try it. You can try it. It might just save you a whole lot of money, okay? Might just save you a whole lot of money. So all right, so these are my lock extension. I am feeling really good to know that I, you know, learned and implemented, and trust me, they look real nice in my opinion. What do you think? All right, remember again, in doing your lock, you know, you buy, depending on how many strands you're going for, you're gonna buy that respective amount of bundles. I bought 4 packets, and out of each it was between 26 to 27 or 28 strands, so you can imagine. So you can definitely try it out. So if in the case you needed a confidence booster, I hope this video served that purpose entirely. All right, so thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave your comments in the comment section right there, you know. Bye.